180.
First leg, it's Simon to throw first. Game on.
For those of you, when Andy Hamilton comes to the board, his left eye, if you think it's a bit puffed, it's someone hasn't had a go at him. It was a mosquito bite right on his eyelid, so I don't know many people that would take a swing at Andy anyway, to be quite honest.
It'd be unwise.
Not if they're in the right mind.
It would be unwise. Actually, it looks a little bit better for him. He said he can still see out of it and everything yesterday. It was just just aware that it was there. He hasn't really turned it on this weekend at all, Andy Hamilton, but he did come from 3-1 down to beat Adrian Lewis. It was with a little bit of help from Adrian, really, who was nowhere near the top of his game.
96.
Yeah, he does at time, and he's one of the guys that are diabetic, and he does have trouble at time levelling himself out. I know the Australian trip, he was really bad. His wife Kate said he just couldn't get up for it. He's always tired, and on the odd occasions he does turn up. There's a few people in the game now that are diabetic and have a problem with it. I know Colin Lloyd has, I think, only just sorted out
85.
a few things on it. It's a learning curve. You've got different levels, haven't you? I mean, I'm fortunate I'm not diabetic.
Yeah, certainly Barney's had his, well, quite literally his ups and downs with it, and how he manages it to be able to perform.
60.
He did struggle with it over in Australia for the Sydney Darts Masters Hammer. He actually got a hiding from Simon Whitlock. 8-1, that one finished.
100.
Although Simon did have the advantage of the home crowd, if you like, although he's now based in Hampshire.
Yeah, I have to say, one of the most enjoyable tournaments I've been to, although I enjoy them all. Right under the Sydney Harbour Bridge, looking across to the Sydney Opera House.
171.
He's gone that route to deliberately leave the 1-3-2, which could give him a dart at bullseye if he hits a treble. Whitlock, well, you'd expect him to have a dart at double top, so an outside chance here for Hamilton, but he's got to go the 25 or bullseye route with that first dart.
Treble 19 he wants for a shot at the bull. He's not got it.
65.
He didn't want that one.
Simon 60.
But it might be irrelevant because Simon Whitlock should have 2 darts at double top. He just moves over to get out of the way of the first dart in the fat 20. That's just above the wire. And the other one goes straight in.
Whitlock.
First leg done and dusted. Simon Whitlock takes a 1-0 lead.
$80.
Some people ask you, how come 2 Premier League players like this are playing this early on in the tournament?
140.
Where the world ranking would suggest that they wouldn't meet until minimum of a quarter-final. Well, it's all done on the Pro Tour ranking, which is what all the Pro Tours and the Euro Tours, they've got their own list, and all the ranking is done on that.
137.
So you see some big matchups, sometimes in the last 32.
Yeah, you certainly do. Although we have had a number of
80.
seeds, or some of the top seeds go out. Dave Chisnell, of course, falling to Dave Pallett. Adrian Lewis falling to Andy Hamilton in a titanic match in the second round.
81.
But plenty of big names to come for the evening session. Van Gerwen Newton, Hybricks and Peter Wright, Dolan and Comulu as Simon Whitlock looks to fill it up.
140.
And he's playing well. His group, and he's fantastic, Simon Whitlock. I remember particularly when he first came over to the PDC, and he was hitting those huge combination shots as well. But it was incredible how tightly grouped he could get 3 in the treble 20. And Andy Hamilton's hit as good as a maximum there. His second 171 of the match, actually.
Yeah, brilliant setup. I mean, Simon Whitlock would have looked at the board and thinking, I can handle him hitting 1 treble.
And he requires 32.
I've got the advantage in the leg. But all of a sudden, Hamilton hits in 3 major trebles, leaves himself double 16. And it is his favourite. He doesn't miss it very often, certainly not with 3 darts in his hand.
First, game on.
So 1 leg all, and it's starting to to hot up. Andy Hamilton over the 100 average. Simon Whitlock just under the 100.
97.
Yeah, 13 darter there for Andy Hamilton. And this is the hammer that we want to see. It was a bit subdued stuff from him in the opening couple of rounds. If he's feeling good and throwing well,
96.
he's going to be a danger today.
An awful lot of people commented that when Andy got the call up for the Premier League, he thought it was a
85.
wrong decision by the PDC and Sky, but he proved them all wrong. Not only did he play great darts, but his character come over brilliantly with the crowd.
He's made for stadium darts, is Andy Hamilton. You couldn't grow something better
125.
suited in a lab. Got the walk on, got the demeanour, and he's got the calibre of darts to make it work. As Simon Whitlock
140.
just misses out on a first 180 of the match.
And who can question anybody that looks like Henry VIII?
I remember certainly his first year in the Premier League, he picked up a huge amount of drawn games just because he is so tenacious. He's so hard to break, and he will nick legs off you. And
He never gives up. You know, other players, you know, when they're 3 or 4 legs down, oh, who cares now? Andy Hamilton, never.
59.
Be fair, Simon Whitlock's, you know, also the same. You never see him give up. He'll fight you for every inch of the stage.
yeah, similar characters, these two.
If Andy Hamilton wanted to fight me, he'd have to catch me first.
Whitlock does have the edge in the
65.
previous meetings,
Simon Uruguay,
14 to
120.
8. Simon Whitlock now, he's already hit double top once. Moving across all over the hockey here to try and find a way to that
Huge
top
on the
little
third
red
leg.
bit, and that's exactly
Simon
what he's
Whitlock.
done.
Yeah, brilliant
Full
3
leg is Andy
darts.
to throw
Obviously, the
first.
first one
Come
set it
on.
up perfectly, but he moved right over to the left. So he got the big 20, was out of the way of the flight of that first dart, and then moved all the way over to the right to get a clean shot at the double top.
123.
Was not going to let the flight of that first dart come into the other two whatsoever. Brilliant checkout.
And a 180 to start the next leg as well. Simon Whitlock, the man who won the Dutch Darts Masters last year, has got the crowd on their feet.
$57.
Can he follow it up with another maximum? Well, that's a 4th perfect dart. And a 5th. And a 6th. Simon Whitlock is on the 9s. The big Australian has kicked into gear.
Well, we haven't had a 9-darter this week. We had 4 in the Championship League darts. Wes Newton hit 1 in Killarney
41.
last weekend.
Simon Uruguay,
Can Simon
141.
Whitlock really get this crowd going?
Oh, the
Boos and the rubbish from the crowd. It always amazes me. You hit 6
81.
perfect darts and then they call you rubbish.
Well, for the first time this weekend, we've seen somebody on the 9-darter. I wouldn't bet against it being in a similar position at some point in the evening session. Who knows, maybe even in this match.
100. Simon Uruguay, 60.
But the important thing is this is on the Hamilton throw. Oh, he's hit the double top there and has to come down for double 10. I can assure you that wasn't a
40.
showboat double-double finish. He just wanted one near the double top. Stay well away from that treble 20.
It's quite common that a guy, you know, what they don't want to do is get anywhere near the treble 20, so they overpitch it and it flies. Sometimes you get flyers, and that's exactly what happens.
60. Simon Uruguay, 20.
But it hasn't terminal. Because those 2
Huge on the
180s
fourth leg.
bought
Simon
him
Whitlock.
a couple of darts,
5th leg.
and the
it's
double
Simon
10
to throw
secures
first. Game on.
a 3-1 lead for Simon Whitlock. And that is a break of throw.
Yeah, what a great breaker throw as well. You know, you're stepping up, you need to get a break, and you
97.
fire off 2 180s. Yeah, an incredible leg of darts for Whitlock, and has given him control in the game.
Yeah, he does love the European Tour, and he often saves his best for it. The German crowds particularly love him.
81.
Never underestimate the power of a beard and a ponytail, Rod.
When
85.
was in Dusseldorf, there was 3 guys identical set up to. Do you remember?
Yeah, they were good. It's a lot of effort had gone into those fancy dress.
Yeah.
I don't know where they got the fake beards from. Like carpet samples that have been hacked up.
135.
He's a popular man, Simon Whitlock.
55.
Can't do it all on image, though, in the same way that Peter Wright. You might notice how he looks. It's the quality of his darts that'll really get people cheering for you. Simon Whitlock has proved time and again that he has the full package, and it's a 180 from Andy Hamilton. Already hit a couple of 171s. That's his first maximum. What a response from Simon Whitlock.
140. And he requires 105.
Now the hammer looking to break back. Potential 12 darter here.
We do say, you know, you lose your throw, you've got to break back straight away and do it in good form. Andy Hamilton has a chance
57.
here. But Whitlock's
Simon
already
Whitlock,
taken out 120.
124.
124 is probably going to be left. Well, he's not going to take it out now. That's a 62 scored. 62 left.
72.
Treble 10. So now a chance for Hamilton to break back.
48.
Well, he
Gonna
loves
hit
that double 16, doesn't he, Rod? And he
Yep.
should get 2 darts at it.
You know that weren't going to go in the 8, that's for sure.
Well, he wants this one in the double 8.
32.
Well, I never. Andy Hamilton
Simon, you require
did all the
52.
hard work, getting himself that opportunity. But Simon Whitlock now, he's looking at double top for a 4-1 lead, and that's what he takes out.
Simon Whitlock.
Led off the hook by the hammer,
Six
and the
legs
wizard
and
makes him
first.
pay.
Game on.
Yeah, you don't very often see Hammer miss the 16s and the 8s. And Simon Whitlock was going to take his chance and did. Well, this is a
100.
big uphill battle for the Hammer.
Yeah, it really is now. Winning 5 of the next 6 legs, he's got to do.
135.
He was 3-1 down to Adrian Lewis, of course, but Adrian Lewis wasn't throwing quite as good darts as Simon Whitlock is at the minute.
$140.
Andy Hamilton.
$59.
Well, this is on the Hammer throw. He's got a couple of darts plus these. That's a better dart from Hamilton. They switch now. Second dart's covered it.
97.
And chipping away it is the hammer. It'll take something spectacular for Simon Whitlock to trouble him.
58. And he requires 164.
So at least 6 darts from 164. And Hammer's just got to take this leg by leg. No point worrying about how he's going to have to rattle off a number in a row here.
92.
Well, Hamilton's going to get a few darts.
95.
This
And he
72.
requires 72.
Well, Whitlock's on 154. 19 times out of 20, he's going to get 6 darts from 72. Now it's double top. Double
Huge
top.
on the sixth
The
leg.
hammer hits.
Andy Hamilton.
Gets it back to 4-2.
7th leg, it's Simon to throw first. Game on.
And Hammer deliberately choosing to go for double top there. He could have left himself double 16, but perhaps you think that's a legacy of missing it in the
100.
previous leg and just saying, well, I'll try me luck on tops this time.
Yeah, it probably is, although the first dart was in the 16, so it's easy to follow that. You're already there. Hammer. Whitlock, to break Hammer's throw, went off 2 on 80s, and you kind of feel that's what Hamilton's got to do. He's got to fire in a 12 darter. We keep talking about those 12 darts against the throw. But certainly in a in a match of this calibre and the standard,
140.
you feel that's what Hammer's got to do to break Simon Whitlock.
Yeah, ton 40 from Whitlock there, and it does make it incredibly hard to break him on his own throw.
99.
99's okay. It's probably not enough.
91.
Just in the corner of the treble 18, but the all-important one treble that Simon Whitlock needs on every throw, and Hamilton a little bit wayward. Whitlock's going to get some comfortable
45.
darts to take out the
Simon
170.
170.
Well, him and Van Gerwen leave this shot more than anybody, and I can assure you if he hits this treble, he will go for the bullseye.
145.
Well, it would have had the crowd on their feet. Used
a lot
to
of
take
players
out a lot
duck
more
out.
regularly, didn't
Yeah, a lot of players duck out of that. They've gone Big 10 or Big 18, but certainly Simon Whitlock always goes for it, as does Van Gerwen.
128. Simon Uruguay 25.
Snuck it in the 9 there. Over to double 4.
17.
Oh, Hammer
And
has
Uruguay
managed to get down to a
134.
finish. Oh, Whitlock's been mucking about on his finishing. What a steal this would be. Oh, not going to happen, and you see how quick he threw that
94.
dart, not going through his
Simon
usual
Uruguay 8.
rigorous mechanical process. He was frustrated there, Hammer.
Game shot on the 7th leg. Simon
And you can see
Whitlock.
why, because he's now just
Playing his
one
hand in
leg
his own
away
first.
potentially
Game
from
on.
going out of the Dutch Darts Masters. It may not be this leg on the Hammer throw, but he has to win all 4 of the remaining legs
42.
if he's going to progress to this evening's action.
Yeah, it's not been a vintage Hamilton performance, but it's been a real tidy performance from Simon Whitlock.
59.
Yeah, solid without being spectacular. That one magical leg where he kicked off 180, 180. But other than that, it's been a reliable Simon Whitlock performance, something befitting of a world number 4.
Yeah, I mean, he's
59.
certain times in legs he's just hit the right big score when Hamilton's hit the bad one. Take when he took out the 120, you know, things like that. Are just at that crucial time, and that's what buries your
58.
opponent. That's what puts him on the back foot, and you know, you put a little bit of negativity in their head. And as we see the Hamilton throw there, that big long arm stretch of Andy's sets that up absolutely perfect, and every time, well, this should be a 180, Mr. Hamilton.
121.
And that's where you can see that Hamilton's not at the top of his game, because the worst way that would have been low on the treble 20. 9 times out of 10 it would have been a maximum, but it's over there in the one. And as I said about Simon Whitlock doing the right thing at the right time, and he does exactly that.
Yeah, and now the pressure is on, and that extra 59 points that he missed out on suddenly looks a little bit more important for the Hammer.
140.
Oh, 140 is a great way to respond. He never lies down, Hammer. Such an incredible competitor.
But if it hit the 20 instead of the 1, when we're talking about,
128.
he's on Shanghai on the 20 instead of 139. That, well, I only know one person that can take this out. Is Dave Allen, our media officer.
It's another man who doesn't shut up about his past glories.
59. Simon Uruguay 76.
So Whitlock looking at 76 for a place in the quarterfinals. He's looking at double 18 now.
58. And Uruguay 80.
Well, we have mentioned more than once the incredible comeback the Hammer had against Simon Whitlock at the match play a couple of years ago. 20 for double tops. Could this be the start of another comeback against the Wizard?
40.
Maybe not.
Simon Uruguay 18.
And maybe it's the end
Game shot
for
and the
Andy
match.
Hamilton.
Simon Whitlock.
Simon Whitlock, a 6-2 winner. The Dutch Darts Master from last year is into the quarterfinals here in Eindhoven.